The devastating effect of the Bagre Dam spillage is worsening in the Upper East region. The floods caused by the spillage and continuous downpour of the rain have claimed 6 lives, destroyed farm produce, and many homes in the Northeast region are suffering. Now, this morning, correspondent Albert Sori reports of acres of farmlands and homes in parts of the Upper East region that have also been submerged. We're joined by the Upper East NATMO Director, Jerry Asamani. Hello, Mr. Asamani.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Asamani. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. What is the current situation?
The current situation
regarding
is too bad. It's too bad because a combination of the effects of the Bagre Dam Spillage and then the torrential rainfall has really worsened the situation in the Upper East region, especially the Nabdam, the Boku West, the Binduri, the Talisi districts. The situation now is that most of our bridges are blown off. The main ECOWAS bridge that is linking the Boku West, that is the Bila district, and then the Boku zone, is flooded. That the water has come up to the bridge and not in the entry point of the bridge. So that has been the situation now. The lower levels of the lower foot of the bridge is literally eaten up. That is, erosion has taken place, and we are afraid if the water doesn't recede, it might erode that portion, and that will mean the whole water flooding into the Kobore Township, which is a low-lying area.
How are you handling the situation? What exactly are you doing at the moment?
What we are doing is that we have stationed NATMO workers about a mile from the Zebila side of the bridge to caution people to return. And just closer, we have brought in the police to mount barriers at both ends of the bridge, such that people would not attempt. The first day, that was yesterday, people tried forcefully going through, and now they tried endangering themselves. So articulators were carrying people to cross, and we had to bring in the police to do this, to prevent people from crossing. This morning, at both ends are blocked with barricades, people not to turn. And the distances that we have stationed the NATMO workers are to advise, because if you get closer to the bridge, there's no way you can make a turn. And that is the situation now. The farmlands are all submerged, especially along the White Volta, and even inland, that is away from the White Volta. Crops are all submerged. Crops like maize, rice, vegetables, tomatoes, watermelon.
So we know that at the end of the day, there are several farmers, there are so many people vulnerable already who have been affected by this. It looks like it took the NATMO a bit of time to respond. How well are you resourced? Do you have enough at the moment to reach out?
It hasn't taken enough to... disaster fighting has so many phases. We are on the phase 1, how to get the people out, not to be victims of the disaster. What we are concurrently doing is the relief phase. But the total relief phase is normally when the water recedes and we physically get into the farmland, the areas to really do a physical count. But for now, concurrently, the houses that are falling, the numbers are being recorded, and relief items are issued accordingly, concurrently. Okay. So we haven't taken time to respond. Since the rains, the Bagre Dam was opened on the 10th of last month, we have always been on the ground.
Mr. Samani, thank you very much. But 6 people were told have died. Do you have any new figure from your end?
In the Upper East, we have 4. It is Northeast that has the 6.
So you have 4 and Upper...
We have 4, yeah. One woman,
that makes
kids.
it 10 in total.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Jerry Asamani is the Upper East Regional NADMO Director. Abesori is standing by. We'll get to him as well to see what he can report on this. But let's get an update on the situation in Northeast. The NADMO Director is John Kweku Al-Hassan. He's been speaking with us.
We have sugar, we have blankets, mosquito nets, soap, used clothing, plastic buckets, plastic plates, plastic cups, polymass, mosquito coil, mattresses, and zinc. We're just trying to dispatch the car to Mampoku-Maduri district so that tomorrow the regional minister will lead a team for us to do the onward distribution to the affected victims. Once their farms have been submerged in water, definitely they need food. So we have to give them rice. And rice alone is not enough. We have to give them oil and then sugar blankets. Because the whole place is flooded. They need blankets. And then used clothing. It's also important, and this is a rainy season. Automatically, they will need a mosquito coil, and then mosquito nets, and then the mattresses. These are things that the people actually need. And those we cannot access for now. Yes, we are just hoping that the water level will recede or decrease. Then we try to do the assessment, because it's not even easy for we, the NADMO officials, to get there, because this is about life and then death matter. So we are just hoping that the water will recede and then we will get there to do proper assessment. Like I was saying, government has a huge responsibility. So what government is given may not be enough. So we are calling on philanthropic organizations to come to the support of these people. So you, the media, can also help us in this regard. So that if other philanthropic organizations like UNICEF, Plan Ghana, World Food Program, and many, if they can come to the aid of the people, we'll be very grateful. But government is doing its best for now.
Let's get more from our correspondent Ilyasu Tanko, who's joining us from the Northeast. And Albert, like I said, is also on standby. Ilyasu, let me start with you. What's the latest? I understand that your region is where 6 people have died. Has anything changed?
Not at all, except that there are plans by the National Disaster Management Organization to distribute some relief items to people that are currently in less affected areas. And so, as I speak, there are currently plans underway to airlift the materials tomorrow to places like the Mampoku-Maduri area, where we know that several hundreds of acres farmlands are currently in water. But what the NADMO officials are trying to do is to find communities that are in the high ground but in the district, so that they can go and station their relief items there and manage to reach other communities and try and help these people. But as we speak, the situation keeps getting worse. The regional NADMO director tells me that the communities, the main route from Chirpone to Yendi has been cut off, and so cars to take days before the transportation will be able to resume in that particular district. It also mentioned that roads to the West Mamprisi municipal capital from Pasingpe and the Janga area has also been cut off, and so these people would also take some time before NADMO officials will be able to assess them and maybe give them some relief items. Several other communities, as I understand, has also been cut off. Several of them, including communities around the Oti River in the Chirpone area. and also in the Bunkurugu area.
Ilyasu, thank you very much. Ilyasu Tanko is our correspondent Northeast region. Let me quickly get what Albert Sori has gathered so far. Albert, what can you report?
So today, the NADMO and police have been stopping passengers from crossing to Boko. And just like you heard the NADMO director say, we actually got the opportunity to speak to some of the passengers whose vehicles actually had been stopped because the police thought that it would be risky for the vehicle to try and cross the flooded road with all these passengers. So that is what they are doing. In most parts of the Upper East region as well, the farmlands are completely submerged. Some places are also cut off. And you would see in a place like Via near Bongo, for instance, what they are now doing is that they are using canoes to help people cross over to the other side. So it's a very serious situation because in past years when we had floods, we had never seen a situation where the water actually got over the bridges and came onto the road. This is the first time we are seeing something like this. So it's really very serious.
Albert, thank you very much. But just a quick one though, 4 people have died in your region according to the NADMO director that we spoke to. That makes it 10 in total. Do you know anything about these 4?
For now, no.
Right.
Because of the widespread nature of this, the information is coming in bits and pieces. So what I actually learned earlier this afternoon was that a body was picked somewhere in Tono in the Kasna Nankana municipality. That is just close to Navrongo. This person, we are told, tried to cross one of the canals of the Tono Dam and was washed away. This is information we got this afternoon, but it turns out that the incident actually happened 2 days ago, and his body has now been found. This is what we know. So as NADMO continue their work, we may get to learn if there are more people who have lost their lives or otherwise.
Very well, Albert, thank you very much. 10 people have died so far. The Northeast region, 6, and for the Upper East region, 4.